Hey there folks, Santee at the Arizona Ghostriders here. Steampunk, what is it and how does it relate to the Old West? Well, we're going to find out. An attraction to history is something many people on this planet have. Almost 50,000 of you on this channel alone. Interest can be very personal, from reading a book or watching a documentary to going out and reliving it. In some cases, science fiction and fantasy intermingle with history and we get a fascinating spin which can ignite new interests. No. Can you all not be so literal? Okay, how about arouse new interests? Dear God, I'm talking about steampunk. Steampunk is a science fiction subgenre set in the Victorian era. It entertains the idea that technology and steam power advanced to far greater heights than it actually did. Think of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, or even the movie Wild Wild West. Interesting. What is the name of your parrot?
It's actually Nemo, according to my captain's name.
Collision speed full!
So Nemo doesn't talk.
No, he doesn't talk.
That's good.
He's just there. He's a crustacean. I have to keep hydrating him because it is kind of a dry climate around here.
Yes, I understand, yeah. It can be set anywhere in the world, which brings on interesting cultural differences. For instance, Victorian Europe is going to be a contrast to the Victorian West, even though there are similarities. The mode of travel in steampunk follows the time period, with trains and ships and some experimental technology. Heavy emphasis is placed on steam-propelled airships, which is really fascinating to me. Well, last week was the Wild Wild West Con, which is an annual event held at Old Tucson Studios. A perfect setting if you ask me. But then again, if I had my way, every place I go would look like the Old West. A large part of the steampunk interest is the clothing and props. Since it became popular, a surge has been seen of reproduction 19th century clothing sales. These clothes are decorated with brass and copper fittings, depending on the persona of the wearer. These can be airship captains, scientists, gunfighters, even vampire hunters. One thing that seems to be a part of every wardrobe is a pair of goggles. Well, you gotta keep the sparks and steam out of your eyes, you know. Props are where the creativity really shines. Outfitting Nerf or homemade ray guns to look like distressed weapons is always fascinating. Another is wrist cuffs and bracers that hold vials, ammunition, or anything that helps the character in his or her line of work. At conventions, there are panels where people can go and learn things from how to make costumes and props to in-depth history about the time. Ultimately, the underlying theme is the era, and you'll find a lot of folks who are knowledgeable about the Age of Steam and the main characters in it. I've had the chance to meet and become friends with folks in the steampunk community, and they're truly creative and talented. I urge you all to go to an event if you get the chance. Not only will you find inspiration for your own Old West personas, but I trust you'll have fun. Oh, just make sure to take your goggles. Hey there, Batcheck.
Howdy doody.
What are you doing?
Building a ray gun.
A ray gun.
Yeah.
Why do you need a ray gun?
For the airship pirates?
Oh, the airship pirates. Right. Okay, steampunk. I got it. Well, first of all, that's not a real ray gun. Right?
This is a real ray gun.
Steampunk's not real. It's a fantasy. It's science fiction.
In an alternate dimension.
We're not in an alternate dimension, Jack. We're in this dimension, and the ray gun is not going to work. You don't understand. This is a genre of subculture.
Please like, share, and subscribe. See you on down the trail.
And action. Hey, Charles.
Howdy doody.
Sorry.